Everybody, welcome into Pugs and Parker with special guest E for Wednesday evening. I am Pugs Moran. This gentleman here, that's James Parker. Bring him in, bring him in, bring him in, bring him in. Down there, there's E. Look at him. Look at him. Everybody's here. This show airs every Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Come join us, chat room. Let's see who's first in. As we like to say, pull up a beanbag chair and make yourself comfortable. Nope. Okay. How are you, James? What's new?
Well, I would like to point out, I don't know if you guys have been able to enjoy this new facet of life I have. Do y'all remember stories of my friend Carol?
Okay, wait, Carol. Wait. The neo-Nazi?
Well, she's not a neo-Nazi, but she did date a couple of neo-Nazis, and then she informed to the feds. She was an informant on the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas, and got like 70 put in prison and stuff.
Sure, we all remember Carol.
She is Nazi adjacent. So that's interesting.
Okay, wait. Stop. E, how are you? You listen to this? You got any shady friend? Who's your shadiest friend? Because I got to tell you, this isn't even James's shadiest friend. Who's in all of your years? Who's your shadiest friend?
Well, like friends that are out of prison, or well, I mean, they're not friends. They're not friends in prison.
If you've got friends already in prison, then we already know that you've got a whole bunch of them. All right, James, do continue. I love hearing about the color and the spectrum and the scope of your shady friends.
Yeah, and do you realize who you're asking? You're asking E. You're not asking the guy behind you.
Why is that a problem?
Well,
You're just the guy that for funsies went fishing in Cuba during the embargo in the 70s or whatever.
You have a colorful life experience is all James is trying to say.
It's been colorful. I will give you that.
Right.
Yeah.
Has it been Nazi colorful though?
Yeah. Has it been? Yeah.
Okay. So I have been separated from her. We were friends around 2000s, and it was a whole running crew. Like Dell. I think you've even met her a couple times, more than once.
Oh yeah, when I saw the picture, I was like, yeah, I know her. She used to hang out all the time.
Yeah. So, look, she stopped hanging out with us because she fell off the wagon. Has an addictive personality. She got addicted to pills. Well, after she left our lives, the pills had blossomed into heroin, which had also blossomed into turning tricks. But she kicked heroin and got on crack and rode that pony for a few years. And then she kicked that and went to meth for a few years. And so at the end of all this, she turned and testified against the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas, sent 70 of them to jail in the rare RICO sweep. And so now she's on a hit list for the rest of her life. She's a code red or whatever it is for any Aryan who's looking to become a captain or a lieutenant or a cyclops or whatever the hell they do. So this is her life now. It's funny because she herself is not a Nazi and she's not an Aryan and she doesn't believe in all that stuff. And when you reconnect with her, I hung out with her a couple weekends ago, or was that last weekend? Last weekend at Dell's house. And Dell, who was on the show. Remember Dell?
Yeah. We know Dell. What are you getting at here? Because I have many questions, and I would like to have a conversation about this. So go ahead.
Well, there's two forks. One of them is this ideological conversation that I've had with her that's absolutely hilarious that both of you would enjoy. Like you think it's all serious. It ain't that serious. The other one is quite personal in the fact that her and Dell are now sleeping together.
Yeah, that's troubling. That is quite troubling. That's
my friend is sleeping. One of my best friends. I mean, he stood at my wedding as one of my groomsmen, if not my best friend, one of my top three. He's now sleeping with a Nazi adjacent.
No, well, I don't know that I would call her Nazi adjacent, James.
Well, she dated. Look, it's not like she fell in love with a guy and he went off the track and became a Nazi. He was an Aryan when she started dating him. She also dated like 4 other guys that were Aryans. So,
right. So that wasn't a deal breaker for her.
Which is a problem, isn't it?
Yes, it's a real problem
for you or me or Dell.
It's a huge deal breaker. Here's the thing: she was look. I'm sure she's a lovely woman. I don't know her that well, but she was involved with the Aryan Nation. She fell in love with a guy romantically, whatever. First of all, there you go. Problem one. Let's move on from that. She fell in love with a Nazi. And then she sort of ingratiated herself enough into this little inner society, this little inner world, that she was able to turn rat to the feds and then be featured in a massive expose. And was it Texas Monthly or the Texas Observer or whatever?
Dallas Morning News.
Dallas Morning News, there you go. Featured in a giant expose. There is now a hit on, like, she's never going to be safe. James, honestly, that's the reason I didn't bring my kid over to hang out with you guys on Saturday, because I knew who was going to be there and I knew the kinds of people that she had crossed. And I'm sorry, yeah, I'll hang out with her, maybe, but not my kid. You know what I mean? This is dangerous things. She's made choices in her life that have led her to a very dangerous position. And you're just kind of, whatever. Dell's sleeping with her. I'd be scared to death to be sleeping with her. E, what are your thoughts?
What'd she look like?
That's the right. That's actually the right question to answer. I have no criticism of that response.
I suppose. I just assumed that E had seen her. James, you want to pull up pictures of her? There's pictures.
No, nope. Let's not. So, a couple.
I think generally it's probably a bad idea to hang out with someone like her.
So
Well,
even if she
one of my
wasn't
normal
this,
friends that you don't want to be splattering their picture across your feed and be associated with, or if they haven't.
understood.
Well, I'm saying I wouldn't hang out with her if I had my child with me. I mean, obviously you have friends that people don't like, that could create issues for you, and you
Yeah. I mean, I'll go drinking with her, but yeah, I don't want to bring my kid around just because anything can happen. Catch a stray through an open window,
So we're about to see a little bit more on her, because according to her, now she's not the most reliable source.
What's her name? Her name is Carol, right?
Carol, yes. Yeah, Dallas.
What do you mean we're about to see more?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked, Emil. I don't just float sentences out there with nothing behind them.
So I'm doing my job here.
Yeah, right.
Saying.
So the Discovery Channel is doing a series on her story, and I think it might just be a one-time, like, hour-long sort of like Dateline episode, but one of the shows on Discovery. She could not be a part of that because the rights to her story, as coming from her, the exclusive rights are owned by a movie studio, and I'll be able to say which one soon, because she signed a do not discuss or whatever until movie filming starts, until the filming actually starts. Then it's public knowledge. But there is a top tier movie house that is making a movie about her, and the lady that is playing her, at least on paper, and money has already changed hands. They've already given her thousands of dollars. That just filming hasn't started yet, so things can still go off the rail. Is an actual A-list actress.
Okay, let's play this game. James, give us some hints. Let us ask some questions. Can we ask some questions and you just give us a yes or a no?
Look. No one's watching this, and she's not going to get in trouble. But before she signed any sort of paperwork on this,
yeah,
I already knew that there was a certain actress that was in the talk, because she made sure to tell me before she signed anything. She made sure to tell me, because this actress is on my celebrity exceptions list.
Oh, there's a hint. So we are playing the game. Okay. James, let me ask you, the actress who signed to play the lovely Carol in the movie that's coming out, is this actress primarily known from television or film?
Ooh, I like this. Bro, just start naming actresses that look
No,
like
come on. Is she primarily known
Film.
for television or film? Is it Jennifer Aniston from Friends, or is it Scarlett Johansson from films? Scarlett Johansson? Hey, we won! Look at me. That was easy. My next guest was going to be the one married to the Coocher boy. What's her name?
So I was just involved in something shady.
Not you, Emil.
No, hell no.
Of all the things I've done shady, if I go down for this one, this would be some crap.
Let me stop it, because we were having a little bit of fun here. Emil is not shady at all. I mean, he's really not. I know that, like, we like them. He's mysterious, but not shady. I
I went
I
fishing.
don't like him getting hung with that, even if it's just for fun. It's just, it's not.
When I was a kid, one time, me and my dad
Yeah,
went fishing.
shady is not the right word.
Yeah,
I agree.
shady
I
is not
agree.
the right. Mysterious, mercurial.
Idiotic. I would go with idiotic.
Greasy.
Like Emil has been known to make some stupid choices
Inscrutable.
in
We could use
his
any
life.
number of these words. James, go on, please. Or no, Emil, you were telling us. What is your story here? Tell us about your shady thing.
I said what you guys just did there
Yeah.
was shadily step around an NDA.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I guessed. I have no knowledge of it.
Right. But I'm just saying, so I was just involved in something shady.
Oh, that was it. That was your thing.
That's what
I don't
said.
remember you signing anything, so you're in the clear, bro. I didn't sign anything, and neither did Pugs. We're just trying to help my Nazi adjacent friend keep her retainers.
And I was just giving it from the perspective of all the things that I've chosen to do in my life. If I go down for that one, that would be a.
All righty, I got a job for you here. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm sending you the Dallas Morning News article about James's Aryan princess. Okay, James and I are going to do a couple of things. You read the article and you just chime in when something just randomly derail whatever it is James and I is talking about. Just randomly when something strikes you from this article. Okay.
Oh, okay. So you guys are going to do other things.
Well, I thought you should get.
Well, can I? So, do we have a guest or not?
No, no guest tonight. Oh, isn't that funny? Here, look at it. Well, I'm not gonna.
Well, hold on a minute. Where do I get my, like? You went around the horn. You never stopped at my booth.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, we can do your interview today. Today would be a good day to do it, Emil.
I'm not talking about my interview. I'm good with the freewheeling and having no particular guest. I'd like my opportunity to speak on my behalf.
There he goes.
Yeah, we all agree with that.
There's been absolutely no comment from the two of you, and we're 15 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
Anything?
What?
Comment about what? What are we noticing? He cut his hair. He cut his hair. Did he cut his hair? Or is he wearing it in a bun? Did he cut
it in a ponytail?
Fuck.
Got a Yeti hat. Oh, he's got Live 105.3 shirts behind him.
Yay! Wow! Would you think I was doing the friggin' laundry?
No. I just noticed that there was a new background, and I didn't really key in on what it was. I just thought that's rather uninspired for a creative like Emil.
I always wonder who buys the weed shirts. Like, who can wear that? Like, don't you have to go to work or pick up your kid from school or something? And you're gonna be rocking the weed shirt? Like,
this is a surfboard wax shirt.
Yeah.
Right, but it has a weed leaf on it. And that's not what my second grade teacher is gonna see.
Those are surfboards, sir.
Yeah. If you look at them.
Why would I think anything else? Crazy me. Man, that's funny. I'm surprised those shirts haven't biodegraded by now.
Do you have any Live 105.3 shirts left, James?
I do. I have a box that I have kept of shirts that I've gotten from the promotions department of various radio stations throughout my various incarnations. And it is one of those moving boxes that is absolutely stuffed at this point. So it's, I think I have like 40 shirts in there, and I'm just saving them up for when my kids get big enough to wear a large T-shirt.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Good luck with that. I have one shirt that I saved. I have an old Pugs and Kelly team dodgeball jersey that I saved, and my son is large enough to wear it now. And about, I don't know, a couple of months back, I pulled it out and I go, "Hey man, here, got a shirt for you. You might want to wear it." You know, Dad, I'm like, this would be so great. He can wear it. He took it, held it up, turned it around, went, "Yeah, no," and threw it right back at me.
You ungrateful piece of garbage.
You want these beautiful dad moments, and he goes, "Yeah, no, Dad." Throws it right back in my fat, sad face.
Did it have a cartoon animation of you as Pugs on it?
No, it was kind of a cool ring T-shirt. It said Pugs Kelly Show on the front, and then on the back it had a number. I don't even remember what number it was, but there was a number, and then it said Pugs on the back. And he did not
Oh,
want
it was your actual, like
Your
it was an
jersey.
actual team.
It was my
shirt.
game
Your
jersey. Yeah.
You don't want to wear like you.
Oh God, that's bull crap. I hope you didn't throw it away.
It's well, it's in the bottom of a hamper, which is getting bigger by the day. Anyway, so anybody got anything you want to start
He needs to wear that crap on Friday.
with? Yeah, no.
Well,
Yeah, he's not. Why? He needs to wear that on
He
Friday.
threw it in my face. James?
No, we're gonna throw it back in his face.
I like first off,
Sailed.
he's interrupting me, but I like what he's interrupting with. When we go to the Roller Town thing on Friday, that would be cool if your son was wearing a Pugs dodgeball jersey.
It would be.
Wouldn't that kind of help? You know,
Well, throw it in the wash and let's do
He
it.
won't do it. It'll be a
Hold
thing.
the flag,
I don't want to
Jared.
have that fight. Yeah, no, I know. I'm sorry, James. He just doesn't see it that way. He doesn't want.
I guarantee you, if I talk to him, he'd wear it, smile.
Well, maybe. Okay. Well, look, Emil's got a bunch of shirts back there. All of our kids have to wear Live 105.3 T-shirts.
There we
There
go.
we go.
okay, maybe so. Maybe so. I might be able to pull that off. I mean, I got 4 kids, and I don't think I have any.
I got 3 larges back
Oh,
here.
there's no way I'm gonna make my kid. My kid is like, dude, you guys don't get it. My kid is a teenager, like in middle school, and he thinks he's one of the cool kids. So everything is stupid. You know what I mean? It's like really, it'll be a thing. Or
You're making it a
he
thing.
threw it back in my face. What do you mean I'm making it a thing? I lived it. The
I
humiliation.
don't care. I've watched that kid at the boat. I'll give him which life jacket to wear. What the hell's he gonna say?
I will say that. I will say that he would probably listen to you, but then he would make me pay for it for the next 24 hours. No, I'm kidding.
I guarantee you he'll
Yes,
listen.
we'll table this conversation because you're right. You could probably get him. He'll do what Uncle Emil says. That's not
Can
so
we
much.
get back to the Aryan situation at hand?
Yeah. Please, can you? Emil, did you get it? I
So
sent it.
did you sent me a
Yeah, it
text?
should be on your phone. It's the story that James is going to be alluding to. Go ahead.
James, you're involved in this story?
Yes, he's having.
I'm not involved in the story, but this is a person who, before she did all this really dumb stuff, was in my running crew for a few years. Around the time I met Pugs and started on the Pugs and Kelly show. In fact, for a while when I was on the Pugs and Kelly show, she was my roommate. She was my roommate 2 different times.
You know, by the way, we shouldn't just gloss over. Man, the show's all over the place. I've got so much stuff that I want to get to. So we shouldn't just gloss over the Roller Town thing. We should invite people. We should invite Whitney and Byron and Frank and all those people to come out and join us on Friday if we're going to go out there. So,
Of
so let's
course.
get more of a plan. And at the end of the show, we have to save a little time. We'll talk about it. Okay.
We're going. Yeah, well,
we can all meet and have a show outing this Friday.
all right. Well, the tentative plan right now is we're all going to go to Roller Town around 6. I don't know, maybe 7 at the latest, depending on traffic. How about that? And
Yeah.
Which is out in Salina.
Yeah, Salina.
Texas.
And I asked Skin, and he says we can bring the kids. It's of course
Kid
it's
friendly.
Yes.
It's a block party, right?
Yeah, and if it's going to be raining, you can still go inside Roller Town. It's a pretty big place from the pictures I've seen. I've never been there though.
Yeah, and they have food, and they've got obviously beer. They've got the big German.
Yep, that's all we need.
I'm excited to
and
see
you gotta,
it.
TVs.
You got to do that one.
Can I? All right. So I've not found anything about this TV show she was talking about though. I think she said the Discovery Channel or something like that to that effect was going to be doing something in April, covering her story, but she wasn't allowed to be involved with that. However, they could talk to the cop and other people who were involved, and a lot of the info from the Dallas Morning News, that was already public is of course all up for grabs. So there's going to be sort of a short version, but I'm really interested in this movie version because holy crap, how many of y'all have a friend who's going to be played by an A-list actress, and because they did something so incredibly dumb?
Almost nobody.
Yeah.
Almost nobody. This is a truly unique situation you find yourself in. Revel in it. Wrap yourself in it.
And Dell's sleeping with her.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. Like, I can't even think of the fantasy scenario. Like, what movie? In what movie have you seen where the same person did heroin for a number of years, and then did crack for a number of years, and then was injecting meth for years. Like that's like hitting for cycle, but for the drug world. That's like Train Spotting and Spun, and then throw on American History X on top of that.
Yeah.
Well, wait, wasn't she also a hooker?
Yes. When you go through the drug cycle, you end up
all right, you end up there at some point. Yeah. All right. So let me say this though, James. This Dell might actually be thinking the long game here, because this relationship isn't going to work out. I'm sorry to say, but she's probably not really great at maintaining.
Wait, he didn't say it was a relationship. Okay. He said he was banging
and he's not going to be banging her forever. So please don't. Let's go. I'm rolling. Okay, so he's not going to be banging her forever, right, James? They're going to.
Well, it may be intriguing,
guys. Y'all might not want to be so cavalier with this relationship, because both of them are texting me on both sides of my phone, saying, you know what, I don't know why we ever didn't hook up back in the day. I always thought she was.
Oh, come on. You know why you didn't hook up back in the day? Because you didn't give two shits about Dell. You liked the Aryan Brotherhood.
No, she didn't like the Aryan Brotherhood when she was hanging out with us. She didn't like the Aryan Brotherhood until she was spun out on heroin.
We don't know that. She hadn't been presented with it as an option yet, James.
Fair. I stand corrected. We did not present her with any Aryan options when she was hanging out with us. Fair criticism. But they're both telling me off both sides of my phone that, man, I really had a crush on her back in the day. Oh, I thought he was so cute back in the day. And I'm feeling like Chuck Woolery over here, because if you kids want to hang out again, I'd even pay for it.
How good do you know this Dell guy?
Dell was one of the groomsmen at my wedding.
Best friend for years and years. All right, so here's why I think Dell is playing.
Oh my!
Here's why I think Dell is playing the long game here, James. As I was saying, he's with her. It's probably not going to work out. They're going to have some fun. They'll stay friends, but it ain't going to work out. They ain't going to die, right? So in years from now, after this movie's been out, and let's say it becomes a hit, or even if not, still we're talking about a big, hot A-list actress. Dell's going to be able to cash checks with friends in the future going, yeah, the real...
Who's an A-list actress? Who?
I'm not saying it out loud.
You told me to talk out loud when things about it got interesting. Who's the A-list actress?
Well, I believe it's Scarlett Johansson, but that has not been confirmed by anybody.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this Aryan princess.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson is playing the Aryan princess in the movie.
I got that. But we were talking about Dell banging the actual Aryan princess.
Yes.
Right. And so I was in my mind thinking about, if this movie gets popular, this Aryan princess gets more money. She gets more money. She goes out and she's more exposed. Chances are she gets whacked.
Well, yeah, of course. Yes. Yeah.
So if I'm Dell, I'm like maybe sleeping with her right now, but I'm with Pugs. Yeah. I'm breaking it off if this movie gets famous, because you're going to end up gunned down like they did in that Gucci House movie or something. Movie
Machine Kelly on a red carpet, and then suddenly she's with him. But my point is, years from now, Dell is going to be able to tell that he with the played by Scarlett Johansson, which seems pretty good for him. Not knowing the actual source material, not knowing what Carol actually looks like, when all they have to go on is that this guy fucked a chick that looked like Scarlett Johansson. That's pretty good. So Dell, my hat is off to you.
It sounds good on paper. It's great on paper.
Have the Aryan Brotherhood confirmed that they considered her a princess?
No, that was a title that was made up solely by what was his name, Scott or whatever, from the
journalistic alliteration for the story.
Has anybody reached out to the Aryan Brotherhood and asked them for a comment of whether they think she's a princess, a hooker, a whore?
They have death list. She's on the death list.
Yeah. So
but I mean, on the death list, because why? She's a traitor.
Yes, because she spoke to the FBI and prosecuted members who are now in jail because of her testimony.
Yeah, like 73 guys got sent to prison.
And prior to that, was she like highly regarded as one of the best in
I don't
the
know. She was a
Princess
girlfriend of
world?
somebody. You read the article. The article spells it out pretty.
She was a girlfriend of
like a
like a
biker
captain,
bitch.
and when the captain went away, she became a girlfriend of the general that he was under. And then when the general went to prison, she was doing the deals in his stead and feeding info to the feds.
See, they even better than I was painting her out to be. She was.
Wow.
Yeah. James. She ain't just Nazi adjacent. I'm sorry. That's different. That's a.
I know, but for as long, oh, what happened?
He went away. He didn't just turn his camera off because it's not gray over there. He'll pop back up in a second.
And then we weren't talking about feet.
I thought we had told you. I thought
through-
we had told you this story before. We hadn't told you about Carol with the whole Nazi thing.
I remember a little bit of it now, but not much. Like not all these details.
All right, you're back now, bud.
Yeah, we're back. Okay.
Anyway,
All right, so I'm gonna keep reading this article.
Yeah, you keep reading the article. Go ahead.
So there's a couple of extra things that I now know that aren't in the article, and I think some of this is going to be in the Discovery show that's coming out in April, and definitely in the movie. But Carol may or may not have had some improper carnal relations with some of her police handlers. Carol is she enjoys sex, and she's not real picky about who, when, and where it happens or how often. In fact, she's pretty enthusiastic about it. So that's not very surprising. And because she has such a special relationship with some of the people in the police units who now work, some of whom work in other units, she's now been able to keep up with the chatter from the Aryans because they monitor all their phones and emails and craps.
Sure.
And right now, there's a code red on Carol, but there's a stand down order because the term they use is radioactive. She's radioactive. All the heat that would come on them from killing
Because
her.
of all this. Oh,
Yeah.
so the Amel, that answers his question from earlier. All of the attention could also possibly be part of an indemnification. Oh.
Yeah, and it makes sense because there's
How high does the coding go?
red. That's
over
it.
red.
Red. Yeah.
Death, worse than death, right? Code red. So they're not going to hit her now because if they did, they would be hitting someone that there would be Hollywood pressure. There's money, although
Well, they're kind of saying
better ending for the movies. All I'm saying.
they're like, listen, we have 83 people on this
Not
kill
so good
list,
for us.
and you can kill 82 of them without getting all this special attention that she would get.
Right, exactly.
So why don't you go knock out them first before we get to her?
Before we get the one that some Hollywood lawyers are going to pressure the FBI to come after us.
But they are right. Killing her, especially while the movie's being made and after the movie's made, she may just kind of be set for a few years until all this dies down. She'll die and it'll be a footnote story like, hey, you remember that movie that came out 15 years ago? That chick died.
Right. 15 years from now, we'll talk about it on the Pugs and Parker stream. I'll break it on high noon.
Well, I'm talking about my friend here, so I'm not just flippantly saying this. I'm surprised she hadn't OD'd by now. I thought she'd be dead from drugs at this point. And I mean, think about it. She hit for cycle. She did years of heroin, years of crack, years of meth. So now she claims to be clean, but
Well, and years of prostitution.
right.
Like it's hard to survive prostitution.
Like,
people
Dell, aren't you worried about your weenie falling off after you do that?
People may think you're talking about the other friend of yours who we've focused on, who's been in and out of jail. And this is
She got out last week.
Right. Oh, she got out. All right. What's her name?
Jennifer.
That's right. This is not Jennifer. This is Carol. He has two women in his life who are in court. I don't know. Curiosities, social outlaws. We'll call them outlaw. Give them a little bit of romanticism.
I do find it kind of fun because I know she's not a Nazi, but I keep throwing Nazi jokes at her. So, like I ask her, I say, Carol, man, when you were watching Saving Private Ryan, were you rooting for the Germans?
Nazi jokes.
Dang it. There goes Pugs again.
He's got something going
He
on.
does. He does. So you wouldn't sleep with a Nazi or a Nazi adjacent?
I generally don't go in asking those questions. Like, hello, are you a Nazi? Hello, are you a Nazi adjacent? I would think by the time I figured that out, I would have already slept with them. And at that point, like I mean, I think that topic comes up prior to you sleeping
You
with
would think,
them.
but I don't think I've ever had Nazi confirmation prior to sex before. That's a good point. Yeah, you would think you would, but I might need to add that.
I mean, I'm thinking there's going to be some tattoos. Like I'm just so there would be some skin art that you would probably strike up a conversation if things were leading towards sex. Like I would see if articles of clothing came off and you saw some,
Like
weird sign or something. Yeah, I think if you saw that, then that would be an opportunity for you to discuss it prior to sex. Like I don't know. I just don't think you would ultimately end up sleeping with somebody in the Aryan Brotherhood without knowing they were there. But I could be wrong.
That's a good joke there.
What?
Well, on the caption there, the SS patches on her panties, dead giveaway. See that one? Thank you, Bob.
Well, but I mean, what if it was like disguised and there was like a P and a U and a
All right,
Y
hey,
and a
let me ask
Y?
you this then. Let me ask you this. So Nazi,
What?
what you found out, it would be a deal breaker. You couldn't date a girl that used to date Nazis. Would that be a deal breaker?
No.
That wouldn't be a deal breaker.
I don't like dated Nazis. Like what? Like
Would you
I
date a
mean,
girl?
what
who
if she
dated
lived in Germany?
Not everybody.
So that's a yes. You would date.
Okay, what do you mean? Okay, so James, that's a good question. I like that question. The question is essentially, as I'm hearing it, or I'll just tell you, I couldn't be with a woman if I found out that her previous relationship was with a Nazi. That would be guilt by association to me. I would think less of.
Like a German person?
All right, Brady. Just to catch you up, my friend is. She used to date multiple Nazis, and now she's dating my other friend, and it's kind of weird.
We're saying Aryan Brotherhood,
Oh,
like Hitler-esque Nazis.
and she was also a needle addict and a whore. Which I think all three of those are deal breakers. Like, could you find a worse girlfriend? She's a former addict, needle level addict, so she probably has hepatitis, if not AIDS, and whatever Charlie Sheen's floating around.
James, a worse girlfriend, a worse daughter. She's like the dad nightmare girl. All of those things that you just mentioned.
Yeah. And then she participated in the world's oldest profession for a number of years, prostitution. I think that would be a deal breaker for me. Could you date a girl that was previously a prostitute?
I'm not going to be judgmental at this point, but let's just say she's got a number of things on her list that, in combined toto, that would put her at the very back.
Yeah, she certainly wouldn't be, first on anyone's list. So ask me the question: would I date a prostitute?
Could you date a girl who was previously a prostitute?
Previously, thank you for saying that. Possibly, I would honestly have to. I do not have any sort of moral objections to it. I mean, was she a high end? You know what I mean? Actually, does she? First of all, if I'm thinking of dating her, I must immediately check her in the good column. So whatever I find out about somebody's past, I get to know them in the present.
What is the deal with Pugs today?
I don't know. Like I was like waiting, and then all of a sudden he just stopped.
Pugs, you need to restart your speak and spell or 56K modem or whatever you got going on over there.
Uh-oh.
Here he came back. Nope, no, and he went away again. So he was just explaining how he could possibly date a girl who was previously a prostitute. And I noticed you were a little soft on that too. Like maybe you could date a girl who had previously been a prostitute. E?
I mean I think it goes more to, could you date a person who was a porn star? Like I think prostitute and porn star are effectively the same.
So could you date a porn star? A girl who had previously been a porn star?
Yep, I could.
Because you have.
No.
Okay. Just checking.
No. Not that I'm aware of. I mean,
I don't, and that's where I go. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
well, but see, this is where it gets complicated for you because your morality is tied to your Christian faith. So now you're battling, the demands of man, the morality of what that all means. I don't have that. I just have this morality that is sort of non-denominational secular form of morality. James, you probably have that too. You probably have these moral objections based on your Christian faith to
Jesus
the
was
idea of sex work.
Jesus and really the Bible in general is very pro whore. And Jesus had a lot of mutant friends, and a lot of the apostles were these strange, ugly little dudes. And
Sure did.
if you want to be more Christ-like, you might want to have a look around you. And if you don't have a lot of mutant friends, maybe you're not doing something right.
I don't know if that's the message, but I do, for the most part, agree with that. Jesus had the message. I just wish that's what Christians were preaching these days. Am I wrong in suggesting that maybe it's your Christian faith that has you questioning whether or not you could fall in love with a porn star?
Well, I think
The raging Christian.
Oh,
no. I think the
hold on,
I
time
think-
out, James. What you don't know would blow your mind. He's extremely faithful. Righty, you're not very public about
Well, I wouldn't put me on the extremely.
how many men's
faithful
groups are you
list.
involved in? How many fellowships? How many
I mean, I'm not in any of those
at present?
Yes, but the point is, I think whether it's prostitution or a porn star, you've got to throw those into the same basket, and I think getting paid for sex is going to be wrong whether it's prostitution or wrong whether it's a porn star. Somebody's benefiting in the other equation in the porn movie and also getting paid. So I just think morality wise, they're both in the same bucket. That's why I threw porn stars into it. And I also think the thought of, well, okay, well, if they were that hot, because they're a porn star, well, then, yeah, maybe. So it really isn't an issue of what they've done. It's an issue of what they look like. Well, that doesn't make any sense, So I don't know.
James, let me ask you then, because he's just established almost like a caste system there at the end for the sex worker industry. You've got the streetwalker, Harry Hines girl, crackhead, meth head, whatever on the bottom, and then you've got like who? Tara Patrick, legendary porn star Ginger Lynn. You've got, or whatever you're saying, at the top of the porn star. Who's a hot porn star these days? I don't even know. Is that Riley Reid still popular? She was popular a few years ago. All right. So
what about Jessie Jane, the one that used to come?
Sure. But there's so we've established. I mean, I'm probably not likely to be able to fall.
Or Jenna Jameson.
Yeah, Jenna Jameson, fine. Somebody big, somebody, Do you recognize a caste system when you're making this? Is there any equivocation in your no to this moral question?
Are you asking me or Emil?
Yeah, you, James.
Oh, me. Well, because it's legal, porn stars, that industry's a little bit cleaner than prostitution because porn stars have, regular testing and paperwork and it's legal so they don't have to hide and there's not the black market shady element involved. And prostitution, it's usually not like the hardcore, or my exposure to it has not been the pimp in the street forcing the girl into it as much as it's been my downstairs neighbor, Bo, just hooking up guys.
I remember that dude. I remember that guy, Bo. That guy was awesome. We should get Bo on the show.
Yeah, and the
He was a real Cajun.
Right, they spoke French.
Yeah,
but
and he was a pimp.
Well, and his prostitution, there wasn't anyone getting slapped around.
Right.
If you were a girl who wanted to make some money, you would call Bo. If you were a guy who wanted some action, you would call Bo.
Bo would hook you up.
And yeah, he was really just sort of like this dating app. And
you don't know Bo.
Yeah.
Right. If you knew Bo. And I don't know. My only criticism of Bo is he would complain because I would go downstairs. We used to play ping pong and smoke weed and stuff. And I would go, or sometimes he would babysit the kid. And I had a bad habit of knocking on his door and interrupting him getting a BJ.
A prostitute that he was managing.
Yeah, that was the entry fee for a new girl. And I felt so bad because like 4 times in a row when he got a new girl, I interrupted the introductory BJ.
Wow.
And
timing.
That is so embarrassing because I'm a dad. I'm the guy upstairs with the baby, and I'm all married. And I feel like
that's a sitcom. That's a sitcom. You guys,
why don't I just get a pocket protector and get here? Let me put on my glasses. I felt like such a nerd living above me.
How do you know you interrupted it?
Because he told me.
Oh yeah, Bo would tell you. Bo don't have no governor. Bo gonna tell you to get the hell off his porch.
Well, why'd he answer the door?
Because he's Bo. He's friendly. Bo's gonna answer the door. He's not gonna leave you hanging.
Look,
I wouldn't answer the damn door.
No, he doesn't answer.
The hell with you.
Listen, he doesn't answer his phone, but he answers the door. He's a businessman who always answers the door. And I feel like a dork when I'm like, "Hey, man, the baby's taking a nap. You want to play some ping pong?" He's like, "Oh man, I was just getting my dick sucked."
That seems like it should be the other way around. The businessman should probably answer the phone and not the door, because the door could be legal papers, and the phone, you're always a phone call away.
Yeah, I mean they generally don't knock when they come with a warrant.
Yeah, that's well.
Yeah, they do.
And if they are knocking and you're not answering, it's probably a good thing.
All right, so maybe I should hook up Carol with Bo if she ever wants to get some business done in New Orleans. I already know a guy.
There you go. Hey, I got something I want to talk about. If you guys want to give me a little second here, James, are you done with the Aryan talk? I loved it. We can go all night with it. It's fascinating stuff.
Well, I wish part of me wishes I had access to actual Aryans, because I was asking her questions like maybe they had answers to. Like I asked her, like, how do your Aryan friends explain like the Summer Olympics? Like the 100-yard dash. Right?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, how do you explain that? How y'all? I don't know. There's just like a bunch of funny juxtapositions that now it makes me wish I did have access to actual Nazis or Aryans or something, because I would like to ask them paradoxical questions. That's all. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
I think that's a distance. That's a distance that's excluded from their competition.
Well, listen. We're on Facebook, and Nazis are on Facebook. They have access to this, and they're more than welcome to send us a message, and we'll respectfully. I mean, I won't rip them to shreds and call them evil people that are going straight to the depths of hell. I don't want
to talk to a Nazi. I ain't talking to no Nazi.
I'm saying.
Good.
James is thinking that, I guess, their failure to win the 100-yard dash in the Olympics for a number of years should insist by just the facts to them that they are not the specimen for the 100-yard dash.
They're not athletically superior when it comes to the fast twitch muscle operation. The other thing, James, you could point out is how do you explain the cornerback position in the NFL? How does the Aryan Nation explain the cornerback position? A job that is tasked with staying step for step with typically the most athletic person on the field. How do you explain that there are
not one
cornerback capable of staying step for step with the best athlete on the field, which
it's not like it's
wide receiver one.
Right. It's not like it's only 10% white guys or 5% white guys. It's 0. And it's been
they're not even giving white corners a chance.
Right.
That's how decided it is.
So would you just at this point, if you were them, concentrate on underpaying the sprinters and the cornerbacks? Like just make the salary for that particular
You're not supposed to
position
go in depth
less,
with not
like
being
drop
hypothetical
it.
general
Second.
manager.
I was gonna say, are we hypothetically that a Nazi bought an NFL team? That's kind of fun.
If your
Yeah.
GM was a
Yeah.
Nazi,
If your
right?
GM was a Nazi.
Yeah, well that's
Screwed.
what
Your team was.
I
Yeah, no. I think there is a GM Nazi though. He's the Washington Generals, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay, but seriously, if you were, come on, we're improv here tonight. If you were the GM and you were not, who would your GM Nazi?
Oh, you're never taking Lamar
Well,
Jackson.
okay, but that's the question. Who is our quarterback? Who
Aaron
is
Rodgers.
the Nazi is taking Aaron Rodgers? Is there a better one?
Well, could you take Patrick Mahomes?
Oh,
No.
what do you mean? You would take
No.
you would take Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He's already got some.
Josh Allen's another one. He's from militia country, man. He's from like North Dakota State or something. Yeah.
He already caught some flack for that in Wyoming.
All right, Josh Allen is our quarterback. Who's our wide receiver one?
None.
Who's,
None.
we're gonna have Cooper Kupp and we'll bring Danny Amendola out of retirement.
Cole Beasley.
Yeah.
He gets
Cole
his vaccine.
Beasley. Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley.
Without a doubt.
Cole Beasley. Look at that. And he's got Josh already.
Josh.
They've got some history.
And Cooper Kupp. You gotta have Cooper Kupp out there. He's
Solid. Christian McCaffrey. How's the thing?
Oh, Christian McCaffrey. He's like starting running back.
perfect.
Yeah.
And then just, we can just take a whole because like mostly offensive guards are white guys, fat white.
Offensive line will be a snap. Offensive line. Whoop,
No, it won't. No, the offensive line in the NFL today is about 70%.
Hey, it will be easier than corner.
The offensive, it will. The offensive guard position is where you find your white guys.
So are we?
Just use all the offensive guards. Some will play tackle. It'll be fine.
We're creating really the Boston Celtics of the NBA. Of the NFL.
No. Celtics had
Yes.
Parrish. The Celtics had they had a number.
No,
of guys,
dude, come on. You would say
Yes, they
if
were
you had to
white
pick a team, if you had to pick a team in the NBA when you were a kid that you thought fit the Aryan Brotherhood, it would have been the Celtics.
Boston and Charlotte. But we are talking about literally creating a team here.
Yes.
Area.
In the NFL, I'm just saying, I'm thinking towards like you're filling the position with the best white person available,
Right.
and then after that, you're going to a person of color.
No, we've got a Nazi general manager. We're not having any people of color on our team. What are you talking about?
I
You're missing the
don't
point of this bit.
He probably wouldn't even want an Italian.
Well, I mean, but you would be forced. Like there's some position.
Okay, we would never be allowed to own a team if we were Nazis in the first place. So just fucking yes and this improv bit, okay? Just keep going. Yes and is the only response when we're improving like this.
God damn it. Yeah. Hey, look,
Just go
we're
with
never
it.
going to run up against the hypothetical Jewish cornerback. So these are not
I'm,
bridges we're
I'm
gonna have
gonna
to cross.
I'm gonna get out my red Arbach.
There you go.
cigar
All right, hey, I want
for
to. All
this
right,
draft.
screw all the Nazi talk. That's enough. But I'll let you know how it goes because Dell's going to get himself killed.
Yeah.
What was the news story you wanted to talk about?
It wasn't a news.
What? I thought we didn't even finish the draft.
We can't do anything on corner. There's not two white corners we even know.
No.
That's why I'm saying you gotta put a black guy in some
No,
of
we
the
don't.
positions.
We won't. We'll just use like converted safeties. There's a lot of white safeties out there.
Yeah,
We'll just convert safeties to, linebackers, particularly fast linebackers will be moved to corner. Look, we're not going to win any games. I mean, we think we know that.
John Lee and Van Der Esch they're serviceable.
There you go. Yeah.
Yikes.
Sean Lee, where'd he go?
He's done, I think. He injured out.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the question that I wanted you boys to answer, okay? Because this was trending today on the Twitters, and I pulled it, and I thought, man, is this a fun question? This is posed to us by the great Paul Pierce. Y'all remember Paul Pierce? Who doesn't? You remember? Oh, come on.
Basketball? Yes.
Right. I believe isn't Paul Pierce a Dallas kid too? Isn't he from Dallas? Anybody?
I
I don't
wouldn't
know.
know.
Maybe for some reason I thought that he was a local Dallas kid.
I'm gonna get a refill.
Well, okay, all right.
You want to ask a question real quick?
Yeah, let me ask a question, then you go get a refill, think about it, and I'll discuss it with Emil first, okay? All right, here's what we'll do. Boom. Make sure this is sharing. There it is. Hold on. All right, I'm going to read this to you. This is a question that was posed by Paul Pierce on Twitter tonight. He says, if a girl asks a guy on a date and make the reservations and then invite her girlfriend, and you're the only guy, does the guy have to pay even if he got a lot of money? Or how that work when he really just wanted to stay home and Postmate it? Question from Paul Pierce. The dating life of a retired NBA millionaire. Paul Pierce has questions about what is. So here's the thing. A girl asked him out. He said, yeah, I'll go out. She said, cool, I'll make the reservation. He says, wonderful. He goes to the restaurant. She's there with her friend. She brought her friend on a date with Paul Pierce. Even, she invited him. She asked him. So now it's the end of the night, and Paul Pierce is like, do I got to pay for this bitch too? While James goes and gets his drink, how do you handle? What do you think? What would you tell Paul Pierce, NBA legend?
I would tell Paul Pierce that, yes, I think because he is the man in the situation, stuck with that bill. But in the future, I wouldn't give this girl date 2.
Well, I see what you're saying because you feel a bit betrayed at the outset. Like, this is kind of, but what if she turns out to be awesome? What if it's a fun date? What if she's like, yeah, I completely understand. And you're right. I would say the exact same thing. You're Paul Pierce, man. You shit gold bills, man. You were making $30 million a year for like 10 years. You're fine. This girl asked you out. You wanted to go out with her. You obviously did. You said yes. She's probably hot as hell. You're Paul Pierce. She asked you out. You say yes. In that moment, the moment you said yes to that date, regardless of the fact that she asked you out, you being Paul Pierce, should have paid. No questions asked. It's just petty to be anything less than that. That's what I think.
All right. So we agree.
Yeah. I don't think this is a big, he feels a little bit, he didn't really want to go out. He wanted to just stay home and Postmate dinner. Paul, maybe he's a homebody to some extent, but this is a hot chick. She called him. She's like, let's go out. He's excited.
I don't know. She seems like she's a little bit of a gamer.
Yeah, well, certainly, yeah, I will give you, there is a unexpected twist when you arrive for the date, when you learn that her friend is there. Now, here's what I kind of like about this, because a more skeevy individual might be thinking, oh, man, it's going to be 3. I'm going to get both of them. You know what I mean? Thinking like that. Paul's not thinking like that. Paul's thinking like, man, I wanted to hook up with this girl, and she brought her girlfriend along. And now, James, what do you think without having heard what Emil and I believed? Did you get enough of the story, or you need a recap?
Oh, I don't need a recap. Of course you pay for it, you cheap ass bastard. Jesus Christ. You pension. What, are you broke or something? Because if you're running that tight of a ship, maybe you shouldn't be going out to eat dinner. Maybe you should just be driving through Whataburger, because I do not have the fiscal resources at Paul Pierce's disposal, and I wouldn't even think twice about paying for my girlfriend and her friend, or my date and her friend. Are you kidding me? And then much less, how embarrassing that you out yourself by blasting it on Twitter like that. How goddamn cheap are you, dude? Dude, you got...
Well,
you're going a little hard. You're going harder than
It's unbelievable. No, he deserves it. This is unbelievable level of cheapness, and it's not because he's a millionaire, because I don't buy that. You have to play by different rules because you have a lot of money. Normal people should pay for their date's friend. And if you don't like it, then confirm with the broad beforehand or whatever. Go ahead, Emil. I'm sorry.
No. I want you to finish. I was just letting Pugs know I want to go next.
Paul Pierce has a net worth estimated in the year 2023 of, James, take a guess. Paul Pierce, net worth 2023.
18 million.
Emil, Paul Pierce, net worth 2023.
65.
Played in the big dollar era. Do you guys want to readjust your... Do you want to readjust? Because you're both way low. Paul
400.
James?
What year did he retire?
I don't know. 2015 maybe? 14,
Okay.
13?
It'll be gone soon, because all these guys always spin through it.
No. Paul Pierce. Okay, that's a nice stereotype. Paul Pierce is actually a pretty smart guy. $200 million. He's invested very well, and he owns half of Boston at this point, as far as restaurants and everything.
Well, good.
But continue on. You were talking about.
That makes it even worse. So you're telling me there's
Yeah, what's he complaining about if he's a restaurateur and he's going out on a date and the girl made the reservation? I mean, the worst thing that's happening is he's dining at a competitor's.
Dude, he's Paul Pierce. He's a restaurateur. He's probably never been to the restaurants that he owns. He's got a company and he's got an accountant who invested in the restaurants, and now Paul Pierce.
Well, I wanted to defend him. I do want to. I do want to give him a little bit of defense.
Listen,
I think it's unfair because he is Paul Pierce that the girl takes that liberty to make the reservation and have her friend there eating. My question to her would be, if it wasn't Paul Pierce, but it was somebody that you were attracted to and you were making the reservation, would your girlfriend be there too? And I'd be interested to see what she would say. Because it's definitely baggage.
I think
it's definitely baggage that you're leaving.
It's weird.
At the door of Paul Pierce.
It's weird. You're a grown-ass woman. You're dating an international basketball superstar. You're going out to dinner with him. This is not the behavior of a normal, sophisticated woman on a date with a high-profile individual. This is kid stuff. However, you pay for it. You make the mental note in your head that, okay, this is an immature, strange little bird. She's hot. That's why I went out with her, but she's an immature, strange little bird. You remember that. You pay the bill. You go on your way. As I said, everything else is just him being petty.
I think this is indicative of a larger sort of social rot that this guy has in him. Because what type of tipper do you think Paul Pierce is? If this guy's getting pissy over lunch for a friend of a friend and he's worth $200 million,
I don't think it's the money, James.
Dude,
I think
he's
you're
getting
game.
No, so he's just an enthusiast when it comes to etiquette.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's just the principle of how strange this was, since he just wanted to stay home. She asked him out. She made the reservation. He met her at the restaurant, and then he's thinking it's a date, and she's there with another guy. I really don't think it's the money. I don't think that's
he's getting gamed is what's happening. He's getting gamed
more than it is money.
And like, if you were in your neighborhood, wherever it is that you grow up, when is it that you made the reservation, took the dude out on the date, and then dude gets there and you're sitting there with your girlfriend? If that's not happening, if you're Paul Pierce, then who the fuck are you doing that to? I mean, come on.
Could it have been she can't, she's excited to be on a date with Paul Pierce and wanted to bring her friend?
Yeah.
Like, look who I know.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing.
Right, but back in her hood, she ain't showing up with girly too when she's trying to hook up with homeboy if he ain't fucking Paul
that's
Pierce.
what we're saying. Yeah, that's kind of what you just led me to think. That maybe this was just a star effing thing. Look who I'm friends with. Look how happening I am, to show off to her friend.
That's one of the laments of fame that you even taste at the small level of radio fame. Because like when people say they want to hang out with you, they don't want to hang out with you. They don't know you. You don't. They want to hang out with that person that they think you are, that they hear on the radio. And this woman just wanted to hang out with Paul Pierce and get a free lunch. She didn't want to get to know him as a person. She just wanted to have the rights to say that she had lunch with Paul Pierce to impress her friends. And she really was just wasting this dude's time. But that's a legit criticism if that's what he was criticizing.
But how could she have come to that conclusion? All she did was ask him out. He said yes. I mean, that seems like a lot for... At that point, there was a chance for romance. Yes, but at that point, there was a chance for her to actually, if she really wanted to... I mean, are you saying that she wasn't interested in him at all as far as a relationship?
You wouldn't bring a friend if this was a date. You bring a friend if this is like a social thing, like, ooh, look at me, I get to have lunch with Paul Pierce. Like, of course he picks it up, and I now get to tweet about it and Instagram about it.
I mean,
I'm
attracted.
She used him.
I'm attracted if I'm Paul Pierce, and she says, hey, you want to go on a date, and I'll make the reservation. You know how many friggin' reservations I've had to make as Paul Pierce? It would be nice for somebody else to go pick the joint and me just show up. And now I show up and I got to deal with this?
I don't know. I think it's petty. I think he should have just been a weird shake.
I think he should have paid
But let's
it.
be
I
honest.
agree.
Why did he do this? Because he was trending all afternoon, and his post that he put out on Twitter got like millions of retweets. It was just he threw something out there. He got a little Twitter action. I like Paul Pierce. I've always liked. By the way, Paul Pierce hung on until 2017. He played from 1998 to 2017. Of course, 98 to 2013 with the Celtics. All those big, powerful Celtic teams with him and Ray Allen. And then he went to the Nets, the Wizards, and man, he played his last season in 2017.
And you said 200 million?
200 million.
Wow, that's got me rethinking Kurt Thomas, who I'm friends with. I mean, he played what, like 19 years?
Sure, but
he never won. He never won an NBA title.
And isn't Kurt much younger? Like Kurt played in the era before the massive salaries. Like the massive salaries came in the Kobe era. That's when it went nuts.
Yeah, he still was in the league though. I think I have to look up Kurt. Like it was
dude.
He played like 10 on 10 teams. Like, dude was a stud for a long time. Like, extra man in that 6, 7, 8 range. He would always be rebounding.
And we're not talking about the Olympic gold medal gymnast. Remember there was another Kurt Thomas?
Yeah, no, he was a Maverick early on, Kurt Thomas. He went to TCU. Huh. That'd be interesting.
All right, boys, we're out of here.
Yeah, one more thing. Download the Florida Stories podcast. Follow it wherever you're watching podcasts already. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. Studies show it makes your penis 1 inch longer if you listen.
What does?
Listening to the Florida Stories podcast.
Do not leave. Do not leave. Couple of things, couple of updates. We need to stay. You have no idea how close we came to having Reiner today. We came so close to having Reiner that we created a mass text between me, Danny Bayless, and Mike Reiner trying to get him to commit, which not a whole lot of movement, but maybe tomorrow. Secondly, let's tell everybody what's happening Friday one more time.
We're going to Roller Town Gemini Soul Disco Party in honor of something or other, and there's going to be some people like playing music and drinking beers, and Ben and Skin are going to go up there.
Skin and Ben, and it's their joint where they make their beer.
I haven't been there. I've been wanting to see it, and we're going to be up there, so why not go check it out? And James going to come in from Tyler, and the kids are all welcome. So we're looking for an excuse to get all the kids together, and what better way than just meet up there? How far? Is that extra far for you from Tyler, or is that actually closer because of its location?
It's not closer. It's like, I'm not going to go to Dallas and then go north for an hour. I'm going to hypotenuse over. So it's a little longer than me going to Dallas, but it's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, you're right, Emil. I shouldn't assume everyone knows what I'm talking about. So Ben and Skin, who used to be a show previously on the Ticket, and then they were on Live 105.3 with Pugs and Kelly and all that. And then now they're on the Freak. Yeah, now they're ESPN, and now they're on the Freak in 97.1 The Freak. And this is they have a distillery or a brewery where they make their own beer in this bar up there, but they also sell it at like Chili's restaurants in the area and a few other places. So Roller Town Brewery.
Pluckers Wing Bar sells it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll be up there on Thursday. We'll talk more about it tomorrow and make sure that
Go up there Friday. Friday when you get off work, just start driving up to Salina. By the time you get through traffic, you'll get there about the same time as us.
Ha.
Here's a good thing about this as opposed to radio. You know what we look like. You know what I mean? So just look for us.
Yeah. So anybody in the chat room that's local, we're gonna get a chance to rap with you Friday.
Yeah. Look at us piggybacking on something they're doing and turning it into a Pugs and Parker live appearance. Look at us. We're always thinking.
It's not a Pugs and Parker live appearance.
That's what I'm justifying it as.
What the hell y'all talking about?
Pugs and Parker live appearance. That's what we're going on Friday.
You're going to be lucky if you can drive back sober. I'm going to be the driver.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm not driving. You're driving. That was part of the deal, I thought.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I know.
To ensure that I make it. I have to be. All right. Thank you, boys. Love you both. See you tomorrow. There they go. All right. Thank you for everything, and we'll see you tomorrow. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. It's these allergies. The allergies are going crazy. I didn't take my pills tonight, so that's good. Tomorrow at noon, we'll be doing our High noon. It's hot topics, current events, headlines, trends, all that kind of stuff. every Monday through Friday at noon. You know, a couple hours. Today it went 2.5 hours. It depends on how much stuff there is to talk about and how much stuff that I want to say about it. I can already tell you that tomorrow there's stuff. I've already started compiling stuff. Do you know about what's happening with the U.S. dollar? Oh, my God. All right, that's a big one. That's going to be a big story in the morning. You can already tell. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you what the headlines on the newspapers tomorrow are going to be. So we'll have that tomorrow. High noon with me, Pugs Moran, Monday through Friday, noon to whenever, right here on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. Love you, appreciate you. See you soon. Bye-bye.